has everything.
Bumping and banging.
Big Boys Neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen, we got Tyrese, baby, and the one and only, the legendary Rev Run up in here. First off, look at
Lucky
you. What
Charms.
you eating, some Lucky Charms?
Wow.
Good morning to you. Man, it ain't luck, brother. It's skill.
To me, Lucky Charms.
Go ahead now. Now, man, first off, I got to say welcome to both of you, brothers. Pleasure to see y'all.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, man, and it's good to just see some of the positivity that you guys got flowing through you. And we talk off air as well, so this just isn't a radio interview.
Yeah, we just had a real conference call the other day.
Didn't we, though?
It was so real.
Man, I got off thinking I can change the world. You know what I'm saying? I got off the phone. I was enthused for like 8 minutes, Tyrese. And then I went right back into me like, man, I can't make a difference. No. We got to talk about it, man. It's not you. It's men. Why are you guys, and I know men got to ask like, man, why are you doing this show?
It should have been It's Not You, It's Women.
Yes, but that's the next one, because we can sell the next one. It's not you, it's women.
Yes, that's it.
Right.
Now, what is It's Not You, It's Men, Rev?
It's a show. It's a relationship show.
Yes, sir.
It's a very single man and a very married man.
Yes.
So it's Steve Harvey times 2.
I heard that.
Follow what I'm saying? So whatever you got from that, now you're getting it from 2 perspectives. So in my mind, Tyrese has a different perspective about love and relationships than the Rev. I mean, obviously, he's Roman Pierce, Mr. Fly Guy, Lamborghini type dude, Fast and Furious.
Right.
And so, he's running around doing his thing. And when I met him, it was 3 a.m. in the morning in L.A., but it was 6 a.m. in New York. So I'm waking up and
Words of wisdom,
doing my
emails,
word
and
of
it was
wisdom.
before
Yes.
Twitter,
And I'm
Hello.
talking some proper biblical scriptures, and he begs to differ. So I'm like, who is this? Because he responded to my email.
Man, I used to love those
And
words
you responded
of wisdom.
once or twice,
Yes.
too. A lot of people didn't know that they could respond.
You had one of those like, hey, man.
I didn't agree with this word that they.
It was about ladies and cheating or something. And he's like, well, it's not always the guy's fault. So
It's not.
I didn't know who he was. I was like, who is this on my line? He said, this is Tyrese. I'm like, which Tyrese? He said, Tyrese. Then we got
How
on the
many
phone.
Tyrese do you know in
Just
your
one.
Oh, okay, cool. But you were just making sure.
Right, like which Tyrese of the Tyreses, there's only one Tyrese.
Right.
But so I didn't believe it because, so we got on the phone. And at that moment, we spoke for 6 hours at the end. We said, let's do a book.
Yes.
First conversation, we said we need to do a book together. The book title was I Beg to Differ.
Because that was a beef.
I mean, he was talking about cheating and infidelity and just how completely against the word of God and the Bible. And then I was saying, look, man, I respect the Bible on a principle level and what it stands for. It's obviously in place to keep us moving within boundaries. But I know the difference in good and bad sex.
Yeah, you definitely. The difference between good and bad sex.
Yeah.
Y'all just covered this.
Yeah.
Is there, for men and women, is there bad sex?
Yes,
There is.
yes.
Really though?
Yeah.
There is.
There is. Of course there is. There's some men who think that they don't have, that all they have to do, get in and get out. Get
Right.
in and get out. No.
And we don't?
No.
Rabbit.
No. There, you need to show passion and love, and foreplay is a must. You need to, and you just, when you're done, you just can't be like, all right, peace, bye. There's got to be more to it.
Foreplay actually starts first thing in the morning. For me, you wake up, hi, honey. You go places with her, you open doors, you be nice. And then you're better off at the end of the night getting some.
Right.
But if you are all day and you just wait for that last moment and foreplay starts right after dinner, right when she's getting dressed, it's kind of like, you got to be nice all day.
But that's married language.
Right. So what is single language?
Single language is
He's all up in the DMs.
Right. It's going down in the DM.
single language is, right now the foundation in which love was built on back when he met his first lady, Miss Justine. This was like prior to social media being as aggressive as it is.
Like I always say, I would hate to be single or just out there right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I pity that
So
situation.
it's kind of like the level of manipulation has went up, the level of games and all kind of conniving things has went up. And so you don't want to be a woman that's been married for 20 years and then get back on the market trying to like understand what's going on out here when you don't know. So I just feel like my voice represents the voice of what we're dealing with in the reality of today. I'm not proud of being single.
Right.
I've been single for 1.5 years. You met my ex-girl.
Yes, sir.
We lived together, was with her for 5 years. So I'm just out here single. I'm a father. My daughter is 8, and I'm just trying to figure it out. But
Hey, Tyrese,
I'm
is there
speaking on the reality of what's really going on.
Is there a better than, because you've been in a relationship, you're out of a relationship now? Do you enjoy one over the other?
Well, the problem is, while I was in a relationship,
The problem is he's
Go ahead,
what the
Ron.
problem is.
Really?
He is the
So
problem.
is
That's
he
a
the
rhyme.
is
Like the problem
Tyrese?
is he's what the problem is.
And what does that mean, Rev
That
Run?
means shame on you. His hit record.
Right.
I need
Shame.
your forgiveness.
Oh my God.
And
He made
your
that for other people.
mercy. No, he was talking about himself. That was his. Your mercy to.
That's
I
what
can't
cats
sing.
were like, man, he sung that for himself. They're like, man, you should probably release this. They're like, you think so?
Once a cheater, always a cheater. Is that true?
Once a always a? That's a hard statement.
You know, I disagree.
What about you, Rev Run? Once a always a.
I think anybody can change their ways. I mean, I've gone from Run,
Right.
as you've seen me at the Garden and throwing mic stands and cursing people out, to Rev and Run.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I still got some Run in me. You see the hat?
Yes,
So
sir.
I'm the Reverend. I'm not the Reverend Joseph Simmons. I'm the Reverend Run.
Run.
So you know, I'm a representative of what
Of
you
both
can-
sides.
The Bible says,
Right.
as a child you do childish things, and when you get older you put those things away. So for me, I changed my life totally, and I walk a straight line, and I realized that it's better for me. And a lot of people wonder about why no sex before marriage, and I always tell them it goes like this: God's correction is for our protection. So why doesn't He not want you to have sex before marriage? You got STDs, you got all women giving their self away too quickly, and on a first date, would a woman give a guy the key to her apartment? No.
Right.
If you're not going to give him the key to your apartment on the first day, why are you giving him the key to the whole game plan? It's just a thought. And I don't believe that God set these rules in motion in order to hurt us. I think He wants to help us. So that's just my opinion. God's correction is for our protection. He's a loving God.
Can you prevent someone from cheating on you?
Listen, I want to put a little more emphasis on why I said no. The first thing is, I feel like men have a very big appetite to smash and touch as many as you possibly can. And it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with us. It just means that the environments that we grew up in most cases, we get love and props. So it's an encouraged behavior to like smash and touch as many as you can.
What a football
Women
thing.
attack women for being too promiscuous. Women attack women for going from one boyfriend and one sex partner to the next. If you got 3 boyfriends, 4 boyfriends in a year and a half, you will be drugged in the mud by women, calling you all kind of names, hoe, tramp, slut, skeezer, whatever. So I think the opposite side of it is, as a man, we get love and props for, you hit that too. That's what you do.
Right.
And it's just like this thing. And so us as men, we don't look at it as being bad to be moving as much as we're moving. However, as you get older,
Right.
I'm still active, but I'm nowhere near as active as I used to be. Now, me as an entertainer, a lot of people don't talk about this.
Uh-oh.
And then I'm going to shut up.
Hold on, I'm going to turn your mic off. This ain't your parties, is
no,
it?
this,
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of
Because
people
I
don't talk
lived
about
through your
this.
parties.
A lot of people don't talk about this reality. This is the truth upon the truth. I went from a regular guy, South Central LA Watts, and then I did a Coke commercial. And all of a sudden, all these women is screaming. All of a sudden, I'm handsy and sexy and all of these things that I've never been prior to getting on TV. Now, most of my life prior to this sudden, abrupt fame, I was just a regular guy, giving my best punchlines, trying to get it like everybody else. So why should I believe for 1 second that this sudden boost of sex and energy and all this energy is going to be here next year? We done seen too many people have careers and fizzle away. So most of us would find ourselves saying, this glass slipper is going to go away. I'm going to take advantage of everything I have access to now,
But
as
that
if
was
I don't
younger
have 3
days,
years.
though.
There you go.
Yeah,
But see-
Back to the
but
Bible.
as I'm saying, whatever. As
when
I
you get older,
as
you
I
put those
get
things
older,
away.
I don't club. I
Right,
don't
right,
party.
right.
That's
I'm
why
not-
he hangs with Rev Run. Think
Right.
about it.
I'm
But
not
you build
in
if
you hang
motion.
around
at
the
your
barber
house,
shop,
I built the
Tyrese.
club at the house,
Hold
but I
on.
don't use it
Hold
every
on,
day.
hold on. Let me give you some. I'm gonna give him some props.
I don't use
You gotta
it
think
every
about
day.
it. If you're gonna
I
hang,
don't.
if you
But you ain't in the
Tyrese-
club, you own the club.
Yeah.
if Tyrese is hanging with a very married man every day,
Yes, sir.
Obviously, he's on his way that way. And we always say, if you hang around a barbershop long enough, you're bound to get a haircut.
Mm-hmm.
So Tyrese being able to hang with me and I walk a very straight line, it says a lot about his character. So let's just leave it there. as
He's
far
trying to
as-
find love,
but
maybe?
Here's the thing.
find-
I'm not selling rebel.
right.
I'm
Yeah.
not selling
Not at all.
No.
stay ratchet, be in these streets,
Not at
turn
all.
up. I'm saying everybody gets to this point at a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
You first have to be immature before you can become mature.
But see, here's the thing: if you're single, go out, have fun, go on dates, meet boys, meet girls, have that fun. But when you decide to get in a committed relationship and you have guys here saying like, "You're my girl, you're my one," and then you go behind their back.
Okay, well,
Hey,
see,
Rev,
I
I gotta
got
answer that.
What are
I
you
got a
trying to
different
fulfill
twist
their
on that.
Wait,
I got a
wait.
different twist on that,
I wanted to
baby.
say something
A lot of
quickly.
times, dudes are smart enough to never want to not settle down with a girl that feels like she's the one. But it doesn't mean that we're ready to not get this other stuff out of our system. We like, yo, you're so special. I'd be stupid to let this opportunity to be with you pass me by.
If you want to be in a relationship and you think you're going to cheat, don't get in a relationship.
Stay out of one.
Exactly.
Stay, because you don't
What?
pull people in. So
And Rev, I saw a quote where you
I don't wanna
said
lose.
that
Listen.
if you're going to cheat, stay single.
exactly.
But what about the man that's already like in the relationship,
And he's
5,
still
10
curious.
years, and then it's like, damn,
What can
I'm
I do
here.
to prevent
Well, if you
it?
feel like you're
Listen.
about to cheat or do something, you have to break the news to her that I think I'm going to slip off. Give her a heads up that the way you're feeling, and let her know
And
I'm
of
falling.
course, she's gonna stay there and say, "Okay, well, if you're gonna go dip off and smash 12 other chicks behind my back, thank you for telling me the truth about it." Most of these women would break
no, I'm
out fast.
No, you have to tell her I'm
so
out.
you don't want to
You
lose
can't have your
something
girl
that
and
you
eat it
love. You don't want
But
to
if
lose.
you love it, if you love her, then why are you cheating on her?
Huh?
Right.
That doesn't
The
make
appetite.
sense.
Tyrese, can
Guys
you
don't
love
care.
someone? Rev and
Baby,
Run,
listen.
can you
Our
love
DNA
someone? and-
makeup is very different than women.
We can still control it.
Wait, you're deceiving someone you love. That doesn't make any
that has
sense.
nothing to
You
do
know
with
what I love about
deceiving.
this,
It
Tyrese?
means that I
They
just need
directed
to
it
get
say
something
you,
else
like
out of
it's
my.
you.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
No,
Tyrese.
listen, no,
It's
well,
all
listen,
his fault.
listen. This is
it's
what the
not
show is about.
me. It's Reese.
Yes.
No,
Should change the
listen.
name of the show.
It was you before you cleaned it up.
Right.
All right, run
And
to
you gotta
Rev Run.
think though, Rev, like, man, the 80s and
I was
90s.
a cool
and-
dude.
It
I
was
walked with a limp.
popping.
I was
he was heavy
popping.
in these streets.
I was. But see,
Before
the
he
kids.
slapped the collar on, he was me. True. That's why we best friends, because he's like, I can relate to who you are
Right,
and where you are.
right.
And I wanna pull
because
you the way
I
I'm
used
at.
to be
Like
that.
this, he said, I was through with it before you knew what to do with it. like, I know where you're going.
You see, I already got a suit on. I'm one step from a collar.
That bow tie's getting smaller and smaller. Either you're going to be a reverend or you're going to be from the Nation of Islam.
Reverend Gibson.
It's not you, it's men. Saturdays, 9 p.m. on Oprah Winfrey Network.
Wow,
Home.
that's big.
That is
Imagine trying to
humongous.
pitch a show to the talk show queen.
Yes, sir.
And she doesn't have any other talk, so she put
and
us
it
on.
looks good, though.
It feels
My
good too.
man.
You know what I'm
Got a
saying?
little magic on it.
Yeah, it
But
feels
see,
right.
looks
we
amazing.
wanted to make sure that we wasn't out here trying to do this for the first time and look like we're up and coming.
Right,
we was
right.
like, let's just jump in
Like
this
it's their
thing.
first when they get there.
Yeah.
No,
we
we worked on it.
wanted to go extra crispy. The design, the architects, the set, just everything, the concept.
And we didn't just throw this together. Me and him been friends for years,
Right,
like I
right,
said.
right.
So people think, well, how did they have because our whole relationship started about a show like this.
Now, Tyrese, you were married before, of course.
Yes.
And they were saying that you sometimes do you acknowledge that marriage, or did I read something wrong where it was like I married to
No, I married her to keep her in the country.
Right.
Because she's from Europe, right?
Yes, sir.
So when you have a child on the way and they like, you've overstayed your welcome, so you could be banned for 10 years.
I hear you.
I wasn't going to have that to happen, not on my watch. My
Righteous.
daughter is 8 now, so her and her mama would have been stuck in Europe for a long time, and I just wasn't going to have that.
And
I did
anybody
whatever
that
I
know
had to
you,
do
you
as a
super
father.
dad.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
super
well,
dad.
that's
for sure.
just
Yeah,
the way
I
it
was
is.
at a birthday party for his daughter. They threw a mermaid in the pool. I
Yeah,
told my family,
boy.
let's leave.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I'm
We're
like,
not doing
I'm
that.
like, man, we ain't doing
Daddy,
it.
when
I'm
am
like,
I going to get a
yeah, I'm like,
mermaid?
baby, if you want a mermaid, go over to Tyrese's house. Dude throwing
Now, I
mermaids
do
in the
love her.
pool.
I still love her. We do have a great relationship that's much healthier now. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm a man's man. I'm a father. I wasn't going to be that guy that said, I done created a child. You go out there and raise her on your own. You know, good luck. So I did whatever I had to do. So I think, listen, at the end of the day, again, first you're immature and then you grow up. And
It's funny.
we all
in
go
the word
about
immature is I'm mature.
mature.
Okay, keep going. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
so at the end of the day, everybody does things at their own timing. You know, so I can't judge that man for her turning up all day, every day, because I've been through that phase. And I look at dudes that's in the club popping bottles with models every night. I'm like, first of all, that's expensive.
Right.
Second of all, I used to be in that space, so I can't throw stones at that dude that's popping every night
because
he
hasn't arrived.
hasn't gotten it out of his system yet. Dudes are out here running around, smashing everything moving. I'm 37 now. There's dudes that's my age who didn't touch way more women than I could ever touch, and I'm Tyrese.
Yeah, go ahead now.
Right? So there's other dudes that will say, I'm faithful. I would never think, like, the idea of cheating on my wife or my girl is so far from my head. That's a different type of dude, and they exist. But at the same time, if you're going to be with somebody that's fly, handsome, a millionaire, sexy, walking the room, he has a presence about him, and all of these other things, listen, that man just might still be curious about what else is happening beyond your vagina.
But hell, the ugly dude that worked as a janitor at the high school, he
popping
getting them
too. He
Rev Run,
getting money. He getting chicks off that janitor money.
Yeah, you know I can bring that soap over to the crib, right?
Can clean up.
You know I got a lifetime of supply of toilet paper.
Got you.
Who need them out? Rev Run, you have to be a professional forgiver.
Yeah, that's the key to a relationship. For me, the Bible, everything goes back to the Bible, says, do not let the sun go down on your wrath. So never go to sleep mad at your wife. We clean it up quick. We argue and then we smile and like, what's for dinner, baby? What's going on? So it's always a quick fix. We don't hit below the belt. We'll get into arguments whether who didn't take out the garbage, what's going on in school, the kids, whatever. But we always fix it. So you have to be able to forgive quickly and you have to compromise. You know, it's not always watch the football game with me, babe. I'll go with you to Bed Bath & Beyond. And I see you walking through the malls with your family.
Hello.
So you got to, and you're a big compromiser. And that's the key is you have to compromise. And I do it all day long, every day. I don't do, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I keep my eye on it because you have to listen to the whispers so you don't have to hear the screams.
I have a question.
My God!
Yeah,
I'm out of here.
Take your life.
There it
And then we gonna go there. What do you have?
Passwords. If you exchange passwords, is it strengthening your relationship because there are no secrets, or does it break it because you now have the opportunity to go in
I
there
don't
and check
touch
the
my
phone?
wife's phone. She doesn't care about mine. We don't do that. We have trust in it. But on the other hand, it's laid around. The passwords are laid around. It's nothing.
Yeah.
We don't like that game. There's no reason. That energy's not in my house.
Yeah.
My phone is left on the bed for all day. It rings. She can pick it up. Joey, it's Perry. It's Tyrese, Joey. And everything is good. So we don't deal with that.
But
and
they're
if I look,
also in that space, though.
that's the space that you want to work on.
Now,
That's what I'm saying.
Now,
see,
where's
here's the
your
thing.
phone at, Tyrese,
Okay, so
at
let's
this
talk.
moment?
Got like 10
Listen, when I
lock
go to
codes on that.
lunches and
That's
dinners,
safe.
my phone facing down because there might be some text messages that pop up
Pictures.
that this chick I'm with don't need to see.
Hey, Tyrese,
Okay? I'm not passing out my password to nobody.
Right.
That's not happening. I got multiple passwords, and even if I were to give you my password, there's some passwords that you still ain't gonna know about.
The problem is he's what the problem is.
No. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, I think if your man has intentions of cheating, he could do whatever he needs to do to appease you, to create security within your potential insecurities. But if that's who he is, he's going to figure out a way to get to that extracurricular activity, period, in the store. He can check off all the boxes. I got his work number. I got several codes to his phone. I got his
FaceTimes
Facebook, email, this and that.
DMs.
My man has no sign and indication that anything is happening. First of all, what does that say about you as a woman that you would even want to have that much information on your dude to make sure that he's not cheating? Like, it's not that serious to be an undiscovered DEA agent.
Right. Yeah.
No, we
Like,
are.
are you FBI? Are you gonna start taking? Are you gonna walk up to him and pull fingerprints from the?
swab
From
his mouth.
It's like what?
I minored in
There's some other
detectiveness,
spit
okay?
in your mouth.
We
let me
we
do
gotta
a swab.
go there, man. Now, let's speak on the number. The number. You know how there's some people say, "Oh man, she's been with this many," and then a guy could be the same number, and that's not enough. The double standard when it comes to partners. Is there a
number.
double standard as far as
Of course it is. Men can smash the amount of chicks that they want before they mature and grow up and settle down to focus on one.
I
And
think
whatever
it just
that number
what it
is,
women
it
are
is.
more classy. We're guys. We're kind of rough. So at the end of the day, a woman doesn't want to feel the feeling of that. You know what I mean? And guys don't care. So when we try to say if you don't want to have the double standard, that's fine. If you feel it, fine. It's a walk of shame and all this stuff. It's just the way that the world has always been. So at the end of the day, women are just a little different than men, and I don't come down on anybody for anything. There's no judgment coming out my mouth ever because I'm not here to judge. But you know, it just is what it is, big boy. It's when a woman does too much, she looks like kind of weird, and if a guy does too much, he looks like a hero. So it's kind of weird. That's all it is.
To add to that, and I agree.
It is what it is.
To add to it, I would say, I don't appreciate women that have not had multiple partners. If you haven't gotten a lot out of your system before you get to me, you're gonna be boring as hell.
What's a lot though?
A lot of out of your system means like, I would love to know that if you were to go down on me, you actually know what the hell you're doing.
Right.
I'm not gonna be sitting there looking at you like, you're killing me.
Right.
You're chopping me up.
Go ahead now. Yeah.
We're not playing that game. Like, I'm too grown to be having you to be.
But then what if
I'm
she's
not a crash
too much?
dummy.
You're not thinking like, whoa, like
No. Listen, if you're there,
like, what are those?
if you're if you're legendary, if you're legendary in these streets,
yeah. What you say?
we get a cowbell. Right? If you're legendary in these streets, then I'm either gonna decide if I like it on that level or not. I mean, I just think for me, you know, I can appreciate a woman who says I've only been with 2 guys in my life. You know, we've had sex multiple times, but I've only been with 2 guys.
Yeah.
But I have an appreciation for women that's been with more guys because they're more experienced, because I'm experienced. And I don't want you in my bed and be learning and being taught on
now,
me.
What about
I'm not here to
bed?
teach you,
what
grown
about,
woman.
Do you want to walk her down the aisle also? Because there's some cats that'll say, hey, man, it's good enough to smash, good enough, but I'm not going to marry her.
Is good sex a deal breaker?
Yeah. No, here's the thing. Listen, this is what a lot of guys, and this is to the immature guys that will one day be mature. Stop having sex and making babies with just a fat ass.
Right.
Okay? Your flat stomach, your cleavage, all of these things are great on the external. That does not mean she's your wife because she's physically beautiful. That does not mean that's the mother of your child because the ass is fat. Okay? There's a much bigger picture here. If you get with her because she's got a nice ass, she's gonna end up acting an ass.
Go ahead now. Thank you guys for coming in, man.
Thank you for
Every
having us,
Saturday
man.
night it goes
This
down
Saturday.
9 p.m.
This Saturday's gonna be 2 hours.
Show you right. And
2 hours of TV.
I'm
The
loving
first
the
episode
texture.
from first Saturday, and we got the brand new episode really highlighting and making the world understand the dynamics of Miss Justine
9 p.m. Eastern
and
Standard
Rev
Time.
Run. 21 years of marriage. If you got a weak stomach, if you're a child, if you're a kid, if you're not really interested in grown folks'
This show ain't for you.
conversation,
Go ahead now.
This show ain't for you. Stay at home, sit on your hands, go get you some milk, and relax. We need the grown folks that are mature to tune in.
And that
we
can
welcome
handle
you.
it. And
Hashtag Big Boy Move.
hello. And Run DMC, man, receiving a Grammy Lifetime Achievement. Congratulations to you, Rev Run, DMC, Jam Master Jay,
Yes.
and for
so
what
much.
you guys have contributed, not to hip hop,
Yeah, man.
but to
Thank you so
music,
much.
a lifestyle,
Thank you.
and everything that a foundation that we were built on.
Thank you so
And
much.
thank you guys for being
Thank
the
you.
architect, brother. I appreciate
JMJ
you.
forever. Thanks, Big Boy. Thanks, guys.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Best believe that the great Reverend Run, ladies and gentlemen, my partner, my dude, Tyrese up in here. Don't forget, every Saturday night, it's not you, it's men. Big Boys
Big
Neighborhood,
Boy.
y'all.